Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the Premier committed to a Child and Youth Commission back in 2021 while addressing the Restorative Inquiry into the Nova Scotia Home for Coloured Children, and I will table that. Unfortunately, 4 years later, and this government has almost nothing to show for this. My question for the Minister of Opportunities and Social Development is, how much longer is this government planning to make young people wait to have their voices heard and their needs met?
I recognize the Minister of Opportunities and Social Development.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to congratulate the member with her question on her birthday. We want Nova Scotia to be the best place for children and families, and that's why we passed legislation enabling the creation of Nova Scotia's first Office of Children and Youth. That process is in the midst of making regulations. We're also looking at doing some staffing. We're getting the job done. Just be patient. We're going to have the best one in the entire country because we've learned from other jurisdictions when you move too fast, that job will not be done effectively. We're going to put a strong office in place, and it will do the best job across Canada for children in this country. Hear, hear.
I recognize the honourable member for Fairview Clayton Park.
A year ago, this government announced a Child and Youth Advocacy Office, but provided few specifics and no budget. Despite the vague nature of this commitment, we were hopeful that we were finally making progress down the pathway that this province needs to go. A year later, and still no details, our hope is fading. Can the minister explain why funding for the promised Child and Youth Advocacy Office was not included in yesterday's budget?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Opportunities and Social Development.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member for her question. All three official parties in this House passed legislation or brought forward legislation that this office should have been created when they were in opposition. It was only under the leadership of our Premier and the previous ministers we actually passed that legislation, and an office will be in place. So the creation of that office is being worked on by officials in the department. The regulations are being put forward. We're working on staffing. So stay tuned. We'll have more information on this as we finish this process because we want to make sure we do it right, Madam Speaker.